Hi, Chriselle. Thank you for coming in again this week. I just wanted to touch up on some stuff that we discussed last time. I know that you were having some trouble kind of just managing your time and kind of managing your studying time with this class you were really struggling with. I know you mentioned that you had difficulty trying to even, reach the professor like a lot of the time that you tried to. She was busy with other students or she just really wasn't available after class or anything. And you mentioned that there was, a lot of kind of frustration that this midterm exam, which you didn't particularly do too well on, is really going to affect how the rest of the semester goes in that class. And it's a class that you need to graduate. And I just really want to know how has everything been since that time, since last time that we spoke.
So I would say like it's been more or less the same. I've been still trying to get in contact with the professor regarding what should I do from here on out, and then I don't think I can take the W now that it's like November, but I definitely have just been trying to keep up with the class. I've been doing extra credit things that he's assigned and trying to stay after class and speak to him and just seeing whatever else works. But other than that, it's been more or less the same, so I'm still pretty frustrated.
Okay. Well, I want to touch upon the fact that while you are still being very frustrated about the situation, you've been doing extra credit that, last time you mentioned that there was like really no opportunity for you to do extra credit, and now it seems that you actually got that. So can you tell me a little more about like how that has helped you now?
Well, a bunch of students, like including myself, kind of like came to the professor and said, hey, like we need extra credit, like we need to figure out like what we can do extra to kind of understand the workload that we're given in the class. And so he agreed, and now we've just been kind of working on little things that we can do, like kind of activities that kind of help us understand more of the material. It's been really helpful because instead of extra credit being regular, like write a paper, it's more of try to understand what I said in class today. So it's been more helpful. So I think that's like more of a positive in my situation.
Okay, so it really seems to me that the situation has really taken a better turn, and I feel like now you're kind of just feeling more positive about, like you said, you can get the W anymore in the class, and now you're just moving forward, just getting the extra credit as much as you can. You also mentioned last time, you had trouble like even with studying to understand the material, because you couldn't really find a place that would be, I guess, quiet enough, and you couldn't really focus enough. How has that been?
Well, that definitely has remained the same because there's just so much going on with my family at home that I'm really unable to study. Like I really can't even go home to study right now. So I've still just been trying to find some places to go, the library, staying after school when I can. But it's like I would rather go home, but it's like the fact that I have to study paired with all the stuff that's been going on with my family, I can't.
So I'm sensing that you might be a little like uncertain about what's going on with your family. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can you elaborate on like what's going on with your family?
So right now, my parents have kind of just like came to us talking about like they need a divorce. So we're like I've just been kind of racked with that idea. I knew it was coming, but it's like I didn't really need it right now due to everything that's been going on with me. So like when I'm home, like I hear arguments or I hear like my siblings kind of like crying. So it's like it's really just not a good place for me to study. But then like when I'm outside, I'm thinking about what can be going on at home and what I'm missing out on, or like if there's just something that I need to know. So like right now it's just like a lot going on.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that your parents came to you and they said to your siblings with this news that they're going to get a divorce, and unfortunately that has kind of, I guess, thrown your world a little bit for a different turn. I'm thinking now, like, how have you been able to like deal with it if you haven't been at home?
I've been more like involving myself in schoolwork because like I really like miss like just because that's going on, like I shouldn't miss out on my schoolwork and I shouldn't like fall behind. So I've been trying to just like invest myself more in what's like I'm missing in school or any activities that I can be doing, but it still like kind of racks the back of my head. So
Okay, so it does seem like you feel like this divorce situation is kind of just pulling you back, like you're trying to get away from it, but it seems like it's still kind of just always there. Can you like elaborate like how you might feel when or how you felt when your parents came to you with these news?
I definitely was like, there was a mixture of like, I wasn't surprised, but at the same time, it's like, wow, it's really happening, because like they've said it for years, like that they were gonna get divorced, but it's like kind of just something that I've usually ignored, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. So like when they finally came to me with like the papers and everything, like I was like, wow, this is really happening. So it's like, a part of me is just like what do they do? Like, what do I do? How is it gonna affect me? I don't, since I've never like even had like friends who've had divorced parents, I don't know what's gonna happen to me, and it's like, it's kind of scary.
So you mentioned that there's a part of you that really just doesn't know what's gonna happen, and then you also mentioned that you kind of expected it to happen, so it didn't surprise you. But then having it actually happen, it was kind of like it just hit you, and now it's like, what happens here? And I really want to ask, like, how are you handling like your siblings, or perhaps have you tried to speak to your parents about it?
I've definitely tried, aside from like handling my schoolwork, I've definitely like invested myself more in my siblings than I have with my parents, because there's just like, they're all younger than me. So like they, even though I don't have any experience with divorce, they definitely don't, and they definitely don't understand it. So I've been trying to just like keep them occupied with like more fun activities, not really like school related, but like fun activities, and taking them out when I can, just to get them out the house and away from the fighting. But I don't really know how to talk to my parents about it, because it's like I don't know what to say to them.
Okay. And these activities that you've done with your siblings, what have they done for you?
They definitely also helped me like get away from the situation, because it's like it's not a complete family, but it's like still spending time with family, and like the ones that I know are still gonna be with me, which are my siblings. So it's like, it kind of takes away from the situation, like kind of reminds me about like the important things that I should be focusing on, which is like making my siblings the happiest that they could be, no matter what, especially through this situation. So.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that really you're trying to maintain this kind of sense of family with your siblings, even if it's not entirely complete because your parents are going through this divorce. I just really want to ask, like, what would a family really mean to you? Like, what does a family mean to you?
Well, like for me, a family is like definitely just like a sense of like security. Like it makes me feel complete. So it's like, even though they've just been fighting like majority of my life, they were still like there. Like I came home to the both of them, regardless of them screaming at each other or not. I just came home to them. So it's like, now I come home and like one of them could be missing, and it's just like where are you? Kind of like, I don't feel as complete. So like I will still have my mom, and I'll still have my dad, and I'll still have my siblings, but it's like they won't all be there together. Or like some days I might come home and my siblings or sibling may not be there because they're with like whoever's leaving. So it's like, now like my house isn't complete, like the family isn't complete. That's how I feel.
Okay. And you mentioned like at the beginning of your definition that a family means having that security, having someone that's always going to be there for you, and it hasn't been like that lately. Like, because your parents might, one day might be your mom there, one day might be your dad there, something might be neither, and it might be your sibling. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in terms of that, what have you like felt when your parents haven't been there? Like when one parent hasn't been there, what has come up for you?
Like the possibility for me of like not having one parent there, like it just kind of like scares me, because it's like I don't know where they could be and like what they could be doing. Like I just know like when my dad's not home, that he's not at work. He's at work, or my mom's at work. So it's like now it's like they're not home because they don't live here. So it's like, what are they doing? And like, how updated can we all be? And like, even when they were fighting about things that they knew. So it's like, one of them doesn't know what the other is doing. Like, is that the reason why they're getting a divorce? Like, that lack of communication. Like, now that it's not there, like, I don't think that there's a possibility that they'll ever get back, since there's no communication, since they don't live there. And it's like, whoever's gonna sleep in the bed at my house, like, it's just gonna sleep by themselves. And it's like, the possibility of like thinking of all that happening is really just like ruining my sense of security, like, and how I feel about it.
You mentioned that there was a lack of communication, like, between your parents, perhaps before they argued, because, like, you know, they were aware, like, these things that they were, like, doing or anything, and now that's really happening, and this kind of makes you feel insecure, and at the same time, it seems like you might be a little lost, in a sense, because now it's like, what's really going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my parents? What's going to happen with my family? And really, that, I want to really touch upon, like, the lack of communication, in terms of, like, how your parents don't really communicate as much. How do you communicate to like other people outside like your family?
Well, like, I try to like speak to like other family members and see like what's their take on like my parents getting a divorce, because it's like they also weren't surprised, but at the same time, like, they're more invested on like how I feel and like how my siblings are gonna feel. But I'm asking like how they feel. Like, do they think my parents are gonna get back together? Like, they're not talking anymore. Like, what do we do? Like, it's like, because they don't live with us, they don't really see like me frantically trying to figure out like what do we do? Like, let's get them together. Let's make them talk. And they're just like, no, you gotta stop letting it be what it is. So now it's just